Iran's foreign ministry defends retaliatory strikes, slams U.S. betrayal. Spokesman Esmaeil Baghaei says Iran's attacks on U.S. targets across the region are legitimate defensive actions. Iran is entitled to defend itself from Israeli and U.S. attacks, the spokesman for Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has stressed. We have every right in accordance with international law, with the UN Charter, to defend ourselves with all might, Esmaeil Baghaei said in an interview with Al Jazeera on Saturday. The US and Israel launched a wave of attacks across multiple Iranian cities, including Tehran, on Saturday, in what US President Donald Trump described as major combat operations. At least 201 people have been killed, according to Iranian media, citing the Red Crescent. Iran responded by firing missiles towards Israel and US military targets in multiple countries, including Bahrain, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. Baghaei said the country's armed forces are defending national sovereignty and the territorial integrity of Iran against these barbaric acts of aggression. The US-Israeli attacks came after a third round of indirect negotiations on Iran's nuclear program between the US and Iran ended on Friday. We were supposed to meet on Monday to talk about technical aspects of any possible deal on the nuclear issue, Baghaei said. And the Americans themselves acknowledged that these negotiations went quite well. The mediator, the foreign minister of Oman, qualified this round of negotiations as being of significant progress. It was the second time in less than a year that diplomacy had been scuttled by an attack on Iran, Baghaei noted. Iran and the US had engaged in several rounds of negotiations last year, when Israel launched a 12-day war on Iran in June, which the US briefly joined, despite Trump saying he was committed to a diplomatic resolution. Baghaei said the US launching an act of aggression against another member of the United Nations also threatened the international body, as its main pillar, the UN Charter, is the provision of the use of force. So, I think what is at stake is not only the security and peace of the region and that of Iran, but also the whole fabric of international law. And the normative system that has been created by the United Nations Charter, he added. Baghaei defended Iran's retaliatory attacks in several countries across the region. Under international law, any place, any location, any logistical support that are given to the aggressor is a legitimate target for the victim state, he said. So, we are not attacking any country in the region. We are friendly with all countries of the region. What we are doing is just taking defensive actions. We have proven that we trust our friends in the region, Baghaei said. That's why we try to get together with the countries of the region in furtherance of this diplomatic process. The problem is that the United States is conducting this war of aggression at the cost of everyone, including the countries of the region. You have reached the end of our in-depth report. For more deep dives, please subscribe to Neuron News Global. Stay informed, stay ahead.